You know, guys, this is part 33 of my Haven Call of the King Let's Play, and this is the first video in a while that hasn't had any sort of flying in it. It's boating, and boating is nice. Boating is a really nice thing when you've been flying for so long. I gotta tell you, boating is a really nice thing compared to flying. And even later in this level, there's some super monkey ball action, so it's just a really nice time. You see this lava and all this like acid water, it's just breaking up the mold so much, and it's making me so happy I could cry. Or sing. And as you guys know, I like to sing. So, I've written another song just for the event that I'm so happy that there's not another flying level, and I'm sorry if I messed this one up. This one goes out to all of my beautiful fans who have stuck around through all of these painful flying levels, who've stuck around through thick and thin, just waiting it out to see the goodness that lies beneath. There's not that much greatness behind all of the flying levels, but this game does have its moments that are worthy of shiny little gems. And I mean, if you like it, you should have put a ring on it, and there are certain parts of this game that I would certainly put a ring on. Flying levels, no, I would not put a ring on those. But considering this is following up a flying level, I would most certainly put a ring on this. I would put a ring on this, and kiss it, and bear its children. I'm a dude, but I would bear this level's children. I wouldn't think twice about it. So, to you, my fans, and to this, the lava boating super monkey ball level, I dedicate this song. And so we learn just a little about life, and so we learn just a little about life, and so we learn just a little about life, and so we learn just a little about life, And so we learn just a little about life, and so we learn just a little about life, and so we learn just a little about life, and so we learn just a little about life. Little about life. So there you go, guys. That is my song, and I call it Armadillo. Yep, the name of that song is Armadillo. So, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope I was able to keep you entertained. That being said, there's still about 12 minutes left in this video, in which I'll make do with some kind of entertaining commentary. So, please don't go. The problem I'm facing coming up with commentary at this point is just that I feel like I've said everything that needs to be said about this game. I mean, sure, there's probably some gameplay components I could probably get into some more, like, ooh, hey, I'm going through this cave right now, and there's missiles coming at me, and ooh, it's Mission Impossible, dangerous, and I can't hit the mines will kill you. But the thing is, I'm just not that stressed out when it comes to that right now. It's just like, hey, I'm going through a cave, man. I'm just chilling out. You know, I mean, I'm pretty chill right now. I'm pretty chill. I ain't worried. I mean, then again, I'm not actually playing the game right now, so I don't have to worry about missiles coming out at me at top speed. Now, while I was actually playing the game, this was probably a really intense sequence for me to play through. I mean, it's actually, like, I really like the sequences like this in the game, where, you know, it feels like one part of the gameplay really is flowing into another. Like, you can see, just went from boating to a sort of chase sequence, now I'm going into the more straightforward platforming segments. And that's why I actually like this part of the endgame, because, you know, in its weird, inconsistent way, it's almost consistent again, because the way the game has worked up to this point is just, you know what, I have an idea, let's throw it on the plate and see if they'll play through it. And, you know, I started to get used to that idea of, you know what, they're giving me every idea that they came up with, nothing was left on the cutting room floor, and you know what, I'm just gonna deal with it because they seem to have some idea of what they were doing. Now this part right here is probably most reminiscent of all of the Super Monkey Ball games. Like earlier it was just sort of like, you're going down these, you know, hills or whatever, but this time it's like they're actually tight platforms and, you know, gaping holes, and you really have to judge your momentum with your momentum with your direction is what I think I was trying to say, but I can't really speak, so there's that. But yeah, I really did, and still do, enjoy this part of the game. That sounds weird, but yeah, it's taking all of the strange gameplay choices that they've made throughout the game and pretty much synthesizing them together. And you'd think, just based on having played video games before, that, you know, you're kind of winding down towards the final boss. Like, we did the boating, there was a flying section, then there was a boating section, and then now there's this Super Monkey Ball section following that little platforming section. So, you know, it starts to make you think, okay, you're getting right towards the end. Once you get past this Super Monkey Ball section, then it's going to be the final boss. And the final boss is going to be, like, crazy. You're going to be doing all sorts of flips and shit, and it's going to be hardcore action, adventure, jumping, platforming, Super Monkey Ball, kicking butt stuff. You think it's going to combine every aspect of the gameplay so far, or at least, you know, some of the aspects, some of the more, you know, major aspects of gameplay, like the platforming, the shooting, and stuff like that. Oh boy, are you in for a treat when you see what the final boss is. You know, it's like I said earlier, it's like there are mediocre movies that are just hard to watch, and then there are bad movies that are just funny to watch. And I mean, this game has its mediocre parts in the flying levels and such, but once you get to the final boss, then it's disappointing, yes, but it's like you should have expected that much. You really should have expected it to be as disappointing as it is. Now, I gotta say, I really like the level design of this one room. Even if this was the one room that gave me the most trouble throughout the entire game, well, not throughout the entire game, definitely the parasailing earlier gave me quite a heart attack. A heart attack that you didn't see because I have mad editing skills, brah. But yeah, this room was kind of a titmarsh. I'm not sure exactly what I mean by titmarsh, but I'll let your imagination just run wild with that one, so make of that what you will. Titmarsh. But still, I can't make myself get stressed over watching this game. It's just, this was probably so stressful because, I mean, playing Super Monkey Ball is stressful. You know, those later levels, don't even get me started. Impossible! I really miss having Super Monkey Ball 2. It was such a good game, and I wish that I hadn't lost it or donated it to Play and Trade because I was a foolish person. You know, it's like, you know, you hear all these music songs. Music songs? What? You hear all these songs and stuff by, you know, like indie folk bands and stuff, and they're all talking about how, oh, I fucked up. I'm so sorry, I fucked up. And, that's how I feel about Super Monkey Ball 2. I fucked up Super Monkey Ball 2, and I should have never given you up. And that's something I'm not sure if I'll ever be able to live down, is giving you up, Super Monkey Ball 2. Sigh. Indie folk, I have a very love-hate relationship with that. Because, you know, I love supporting, like, indie musicians, indie developers for video games, and the occasional indie movie, even though indie movies, I feel, are some of the more pretentious indie scene. But, you know what? Live and let live. I've seen some really good indie movies, played some really good indie games, listened to some really good indie bands, and, yeah. Classy times. I'm gonna grab the guitar again. Let's grab this over here. I'm thinking of doing a reggae cover of Armadillo. And it goes a little something like this. And so we learn just a little about life. Little about life. Little about life. We learn just a little about life. 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 Little about life. And so we learn just a little about life. Little about life. And so we learn just a little about life. Little about life. Yeah, so that's a reggae ska cover of Armadillo. Hope you enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed playing it. It's really tough, you know, playing it, because, you know, all those chords, you know, you could lose a finger playing those chords, dog. But, you know what, it's for the fans. It's for the fans. But I can't exclude all genres of music. I can't just leave it at, you know, I just can't leave it at sentimental ballad and ska reggae. I have to incorporate some other genres for the sake of people. So this is my rap cover of Armadillo for people who are rap fans. And so we learn just a little about life. A little about life. And so we'll learn just a little about life. A little about life. I was walking down the street when I saw my mom. She was carrying a purse and a dog. I said, "Mom, what you doing?" She said, "Getting laid." And so we learn just a little about life. Little about life. And so we learn just a little about life. Little about life. And so we learn just a little about life. Little about life. That wasn't the best rap song in the world, but you know what? I think it really pushes the envelope in terms of genre bending. I think it's got a little bit of like it's like softcore Beastie Boys almost, if you know what I'm saying there. But yeah, I think I have a pretty decent spread. I could try a like metal cover real quick. And so we learn just a little about life, little about life, and so we learn just a little about life, little about life, and so we learn just a little about life, little about life, and so we learn just a little about life, little about life. So there you go. We got a whole spectrum of genres for you to choose from. You can vote for your favorite. Go ahead. Actually, I'm gonna actually ask that of you. I want you guys to vote for your favorite version of Armadillo. So everybody take a vote, please. Please vote, and I'll do a full-out version of Armadillo in whatever genre you guys choose. And you know what? If you want to choose a completely different genre, I'll do that too.
Yeah! We made it! Your plan worked! I don't believe it! I thought we had it for sure! Well, how did you remember all that stuff about the pipes and the transport ship? You're amazing! And you're doing a great job of piloting this thing. Well, these are complicated ships. I wouldn't have a clue how to start it, let alone get it off the ground. In fact, I'm very surprised we aren't being shot out of the sky as we speak.
Oh, Haven, you naive bastard.
Bypass the security systems.
Oh. Well, you know, I did have a little help.
What?
Never suspected a thing.
That
Jess?
bitch
It's for the best, Haven.
betrayed his ass
Haven,
so
you
hard.
caused me quite a bit of trouble, young man. It's only thanks to your friend here that I managed to keep track of you.
She fucked his shit up.
She's not my friend.
She's not my friend,
No, I
is
don't
what he just
suppose
said.
she ever was. She was assigned to your village many years ago.
Oh, snap.
She has always been keeping an eye out for individuals with, let us say, an active imagination.
Gasp.
I have
Not
taken
imagination.
keen interest in you ever since your so-called dream started.
Whoa, kinky.
And young Chess here has been leading you astray at every turn. You were foolish to trust her, and even more foolish to leave the Mount of Sighs. Chain him up. We leave for my citadel immediately.
Cliffhanger. Check it out next time, guys. See you later.